Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
I'm home, honey.
This weekend, I am in the country, enjoying the beautiful sunny day and off to see an old friend of mine, Ken, who's got a collection of all sorts of different antiques. A couple years ago, I went out and didn't know what he had and ended up buying a little service train car from him. Now, you never know what a guy like that has for sale. He's moving away, wants to downsize, and this is my chance to maybe buy some cool collectibles. So let's head out, see what he's got, and have another great day in the country. Follow along. Well, I am here, and this sunny day might get a little rainy before too long, so hopefully we'll be able to get in and out before it's too crazy. We're really out in the middle of nowhere here, Ken. We're out in the middle of nowhere.
Here it is from Harry.
So this is what Harry did.
Harry did a whole bunch.
Speedometer, drive, cable, carb kit. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, you didn't skimp out on getting this old girl back up and running again, did you? And we sold you this bike, what, a couple of years ago as a project. It still looks good. I love the look of these bikes. Well, last night ended up making a deal on the motorcycle. This morning, after spending the night out at the farm, headed over with a truck and trailer to go pick it up. There's always something happening. What year is this International, Charlie?
51.
51. And it was sitting around for quite a while?
Yeah.
He said he's got it running. See if she'll go. It's trying. Oh, almost. Hey, oh. Thought you had it. They're trying to get it driving. That's the next step. I'm guessing the gas cap's missing because I don't think that's your factory, bean can gas cap, but it doesn't take much to get these old trucks back on the road. They don't build them like they used to. Let's see what the interior's like. Well, it still has a seat. It's actually in a fair bit better condition than my 49. That dash should probably clean up half decently. The farm truck sitting in the field for years, the door still closes like brand new. Neat looking thing. He's got an old Pontiac sitting there too. Anyway, we gotta go load up in the truck and go pick up a motorcycle. Well, I ended up finding not just the old motorcycle in the shed, but a few other things too. You'll be surprised what's inside these wooden boxes. When I get back, I'll show you. Meanwhile, Charlie's been loading up the bike, which we didn't really have a great look at in the shed there, but now that it's on the trailer, we'll stop and give you a bit of a walkabout. So here it is. This is what I bought back. I've owned this bike 3 times now, and every time I get it back, it's just a tiny bit better. It's a 1953 NSU. It's a German-made bike. It is the same company that made really cool-looking scooters that had that same sort of dual saddle setup. But look at this. It's got these individual little seats here. We put those on a couple of years ago. It was really hard stretching this back one, but got those on there. The paint on it's quite old. It's not the original paint, but it was probably put on in the 60s or 70s. It still stands up all right. But the gentleman that I bought this bike from, has spent a ton of money on mechanical, and in fact, he had it fully registered and insured, so it's good to go. It doesn't need anything anymore. So that's gonna come back home. But I really love the looks of these old bikes like this. It's just got style like no other bike. I'm kind of excited to get it back to the shop too, or maybe even back to my house. Maybe I'll drive it for a year or so and just have fun with it. But I've got to show you what's in those boxes.
Was it only in the store?
We're gonna get the professional opinion of my daughter on what she thinks of it. Can you climb up there? Yeah, foot over. I think it's about your size. That's right. How can you make a Batman song when you ride a motorcycle? Are you a superhero? You're a superhero to me. But what do you think?
Well, okay, maybe Melissa's not the biggest fan of motorcycles, but I think this one has a lot of class and style. It's Art Deco, it's futuristic, it's everything that I love, and it's gonna look amazing in our store.
Aside from the motorcycle, which is of course really cool, he showed up with a couple of wooden boxes. Now, one looks a lot older than the other. A lot of times you might see these in someone's house and you open it up and there's silverware inside. Now, this isn't silverware. Any guesses what it is? Well, since I can't hear you answering on the other side of the screen, I'm gonna open it up and show you. This is a box set of 1700s English dueling pistols. These were made by John Twigg, and he passed away when he was, I think, 58 years old. He didn't live very long. So these would date to around the time of the Revolutionary War. Really, really nice condition. He was one of the finest gunsmiths in London at that time. And you can see it's an earlier piece. He later formed a partnership with his nephew. This is just marked Twigg right there. And these would be your flintlock. So you put your flint in between that little clamp right there, it sparks it, and away you go. Now, individually, a pistol like that is quite collectible, but when you have a complete dueling set like this in the original case, well, that's a whole other story. Now, it's got these wonderful little compartments with all sorts of bits and pieces in. It's got the original form for forming your lead ball. You can make your own bullets at home. The loader, the oil bottle is still there and still actually almost full of oil. Oh, really nicely preserved set. Something like this, very collectible. The detail is just exceptional on this piece. From all the little engravings and etchings, every little bit has an attention to detail on it that's just far and above what you'd see on most vintage weapons at that time. Back in the old days, you might have a piece like this on your mantle, and if someone challenged your honor, you'd take them outside, and more often than not, you would just injure them. But on occasion, a person might die, of course, from a duel. These are really interesting piece, and John Twigg was very well known for making dueling pistols. Was not expecting to pick these up when I went out to go look at a motorcycle, but really happy that I got it. It's a really interesting piece of history, and just the condition overall on these pistols is outstanding. Now, this other one, same kind of deal. This however, is a newer, more contemporary box. This is another English flintlock pistol. This one has a piece of flint in it. Similar age. This would be probably late 1700s or early 1800s. I think is W and Isaacs. I can't remember exactly the maker right now, but it's got the octagonal barrel, brass barrel. It's sort of a kind of a stubby little guy too. That would be like your dueling type pistol as well. There's just one of them. I don't have a box set of these, but I do have all the little bits and pieces that go along with this too. So 2 dueling pistols, and he said, well, if I bought both of those, he'd throw another one in. So we got this. Because apparently I was lacking flare in my life, I now have a World War II flare gun. And I'm not sure, this might actually be a German flare gun. I'll have to look up the greener name, but I believe from looking at it, this is probably a German piece. But really interesting collection. It goes to show you never know what you're gonna end up with when you go to look at things at people's houses, acreages, or farms. Now I've got a dueling pistol set, and these will be a really nice addition to the shop. What goes to show, you go out to buy a motorcycle and you end up coming home with a motorcycle and antique 1700s pistols. Well, that's what happened today, and I can't say that I'm not happy about it. These are a really cool piece. Historic, wonderful condition. You don't generally think that when you ask someone if they have anything else for sale, they're gonna come back with, oh yeah, I got a set of 1700s dueling pistols. Why not? And we got these, the 1930s flare gun, and another early 1800s pistol as well. A really nice collection of things. Motorcycle looks great. It's on display at the store. And now the next step is to try and find a new home for it. So thanks so much for watching today's episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed these little adventures. If you're ever in the Edmonton area, stop by the store and say hi. We'll see you guys soon, and bye for now.